The Cacao Chit Chat starts now, and I am so excited. I'm just going to paste our topic for today. We are going to be with Third Eye, which I love her. I was on her live last time, and I absolutely love her. So I'm super excited to be having her on my live today. And with the launch and everything, it's been so busy. I haven't even had time to post on here for you guys. So we're just going to do a live, feel good about it. I'm super excited. And let's just go and find her now. 1 second. Feeling really good today. I hope you guys are feeling just the same way because I'm feeling good. Super good. And here we are. Great. Okay. Hey, girl. Yeah, it's a crazy day. Like, it's insane. I usually always let you guys know, but today I've been like, so much is going on. Don't have time. Hey, girl. Just about to start. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are doing super well. I'm gonna put this on my face. Hey, what's
Hi.
up? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I've been
I feel like I have like a shadow on my face. Is it dark?
no, it's fine.
Okay,
You
I'm
look
gonna fix
good.
my light. I'll be right back. Hi.
That's okay. No worries. Hey, everyone. I was just saying, I usually always let you guys know about the Cacao Chit Chats, but I've been so busy, I didn't even have time. But I knew you guys would come through, so
I
that's
know the struggle
amazing.
is real to promote, make posters, make posts, and like do all the things. Like we need a team.
I know. It's like, well, for me, I was like, this morning, I woke up at 6:45. I did yoga and then got
Wow.
my stuff ready for my launch and whatnot. So it's been super busy, but also
Yeah,
so
your
great. So
launch.
yeah, it's launching today, so it's
Congratulations.
at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm so excited because like it's just I put a lot of my soul into it. So it's like where I feel like out of all the things I've done, this one I'm like feeling it's really, really great. So I'm super excited to do that. But yeah, I've been
Amazing
seeing all
girl.
your lives though. You've been
Well, you
killing
know
it.
what? Okay, this is my thing. Like I didn't commit to doing lives every day.
Oh,
I didn't do that. I committed to do lives twice a week because
that's
I go
good.
on live with my IG and then I also do twice a week on my Facebook in another discipline where I teach fitness and wellness. Okay, so
Cool.
I guess I've become very aware of my energy reserves.
You have to be. That's the thing though, because like you get into it and you're like, oh, I can just do more, and then you get tired, right? So
Well, I don't like to overcommit.
yeah.
Um, I have a commitment issue anyway. So, you know, it's got to be right when I commit. And I feel like if I overextend myself, then it's like, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, it becomes like a chore.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm the same way. So that's why I've been like trying to be mindful and taking my break. Like even yesterday I did a live and I was like, I love doing these whole like 3 hour lives, but at the end of the day, like I have to kind of hold in my energy and sometimes say no, you know? So we talked about how to kind of respect and put boundaries on that sometimes when we're becoming creative, which is really neat. But I'm super excited today to talk about like how to be confident online and you talking about style and everything. Did you want to introduce yourself to everyone coming in?
Yeah, this is so weird because I haven't been on someone else's live. I'm
Oh,
always
really?
doing like being
Well,
the
okay.
host. So now I'm the guest. So it's kind of a weird position where it's like, okay, I can understand like some of my guests, they get nervous. I'm like, no, it's great. It'll be fine. Because I feel like I have the power and control, and but like the person's waiting. So I feel like I'm in that position, which is great. It's fun. It makes things exciting. So I'm Karina. I go by ThirdEyeBabe style on my style page, but I'm also a wellness health background with that, as well as a performing artist. So I put that all together into my new business, helping women find confidence through their style.
I love it.
What else could I tell you?
No, that's great. I feel like that's like perfect. You do so many things. I feel like
Yeah,
even that is just so small, but you do so much. You do your lives, you do styling tips for people on your like IGTVs, which are amazing. How long have you been in styling for?
Mm,
Like officially?
well, okay. I mean, honestly, I'm from Montreal, so I feel like I grew up with the conscious knowledge and like expectation to be stylish. And I've worked so many years in the style and the retail industry. And then from there, I got training. So this is, going back way as I was a kid. So, starting there, I also did a design and arts degree. So it all comes into play, like fashion design, color. My mom's an interior designer. So it just comes in a long lineup of style and design. Officially, like I kind of left that whole part of my life behind in my late 20s, early 30s, and I focused on music for about 10 years.
Nice.
And then in between those 10 years, I went back again into my love of health and fitness and performing arts. I have a bit of a mixed bag of a, of a background.
Well, that's
But
good though. It allows
yeah,
you to
I mean,
like connect
it's
with like.
interesting how things are coming into play now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm in my 40s, so like I'm trying to draw from all these skills and like, repurpose it into a way that's meaningful and helpful.
I love that. I think one thing too is like for anyone, one of the things you do really well is you kind of pull from what you know. Like I said, like a lot of people, you won't connect with everyone online, you won't connect with
No.
everyone in person. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of being able to find the right people to style, the right people to like help in your I know you do classes online for wellness and fitness as well. So
Mhm.
the right people in your classes that feel good after a good
Yeah.
workout. So I feel like that's just the nature of who you are and the nature that everyone should do. And I think that's what allows you to just really come up and show up so confidently, not only like externally but internally as well.
Cool. Thank you. I
Yeah, you do
appreciate
like a good
that.
job.
It didn't happen overnight, I swear. I mean, it's been a practice.
No, you do a really good job. I always say that. Yeah, it just even in your lives, sometimes I'll sneak in if I have time to just kind of see like how you do it. You do a really good job. So
Wow,
keep
thank
doing
you. I
it.
mean, that's a huge compliment coming from this social media diva here.
But still, I think it's like everyone does. Like even like some of the smaller content creators, they're doing so well, and I feel like you guys don't get as much credit or haven't gotten as much credit as you should. You will eventually, for sure. But I really
It
want
takes
to talk
time.
about,
It
I
takes
guess,
time.
like, pardon, what were you
It
saying?
takes time. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes time.
And consistency.
And consistency. It also just takes like not being burnt out, which I did a lot of the times. Like we were talking about boundaries in the lives
Yeah.
and everything. Like burning out happens so easily. Like you can do like a few extra hours here, and the next thing you know, you're not creatively inspired anymore. So I
Yeah.
think that's
You
one
really
big
have to
thing about the
fill your
space.
tank. You have to
Yeah.
fill the tank. And, I'm the type of person where because I'm a performer, I think I give a big burst of energy and then I retreat for a few days.
Mm-hmm. And
Like
that's
after a
you're like an
singing
introvert.
performance, sometimes I need 2 days. What's that?
I said you're like an introvert. You have to like hold in all your energy and then like
I
you know what I mean?
am.
Yeah.
I am
I'm the
completely
same
that.
way.
I am an introvert.
That's good. Yeah, I'm the same way. Everyone's always like, you're such an extrovert person, but I'm a homebody. I love being at home. I like doing my own thing. But then when I am in a social setting, I love to chat. I love public speaking, but I need to come back to myself and just like get that energy back. And I think that's part of like being able to feel confident within yourself, both online and offline, is the fact that you can just like have that time alone and feel confident and comfortable being alone. I don't know what you
Yeah,
do, I guess,
yeah.
on
I think
your own time offline. Like, how are you able to? I know you're super confident online. You have this great presence and aura to you, but what do you do offline that people don't see that allows you to build that confidence?
offline, I'm just, I like to wear my pajamas and cook my granola and be a homebody. And, you know, I am a homebody as well. So, I try to do my yoga. I go for walks with my husband, you know, and we have our own interesting dynamic. He's very outgoing, and he gets energy from being out with people. He's a social butterfly. I have my moments, and I have to choose my moments. So you know what it is? Okay. Growing up, I think a lot of people, because I'm an introverted, thought I was a bit of a bitch.
Oh, because you were so quiet. Yeah, they call it like the restful bitch face, I guess is the
I
face.
had a case, and I probably still do, of the restful bitch. But you know what it is? It's claiming it, owning it, and being like, you know what? You don't always have to be nice. And like, I think that is so, I mean, yes, of course you have to be respectful of everybody, but don't always feel like you have to go out and like give of yourself every moment of the day and be nice. And like, I kind of had to accept, because I always want to be nice to everybody. I want everyone to like me, you know? So I think owning it and saying, you know what, like, as long as my energy is radiating, I don't have to like give too much. I just have to, you know, smile.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. We used to have a really good family friend of ours, and he has done some amazing things historically, but he was saying the one thing that will get you far is a smile, working hard, and taking care of yourself. He's like, those are the three things that I can tell anyone can do. And I think that's the same with confidence as well. It's like, you know, working hard, also like taking care of yourself, but that smile, you know, there's a radiance that comes in. And I think that alone is confidence on its own. And I think that's so important.
I think the energy is a big component. The energy that you bring to, see, I have a background in performing. So what I usually do is I actually sought out the wisdom of a well-known singer here. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name right now, but really wise woman. She had many years of performance training and experience on stage. And she told me that she once figured out that she had to go into a mini meditation trance before she went on stage. She was performing, and like the performance of her life, people there who were her idols were watching her, and she was just shaking. So, you know, so she stepped into like a channel at the moment, and she's like, what do I do? She like asked her higher self, God, whoever, how can I like ground myself? And so she proceeded to tell me that she, you know, she was guided by her intuition to a corner somewhere where there was a lot of chaos backstage. So somewhere where there was quiet, and she just kind of sat with herself in front of a corner, in front of a wall, cocooned herself just, and had a couple breaths, and basically asked herself, like, what is my intention when I step on the stage? What do I want to bring? Because we are a channel. Whenever we go on and we have a platform, we are a channel. So what do I want to bring? What's my intention? Make it about the viewer. Make it about them. Not, oh, I want to shine and I want to be the best. Yes, you do. But at the same time, like, how do I want them to feel after this performance, after this live, after this video? What do I want them to gain? So that's a question you can ask yourself before you do any of your social media online. You are stepping into the heads of, you know, your followers.
And just in life as well.
Love all your followers, number one. Love them.
I agree. I think that's so important. I think it's also just in life as well, which is so important, right? It's not only like, I always tell people like our social media space and the way that we present ourselves and how we get comfortable in this space, whether you're absorbing it or not, is all on the basis of what you're putting out there and how it projects as you. Like, how is that part of your authentic self? And I think that's so beautiful that, you're right. We're all here to channel our own thoughts, our own opinions, our own connections with people. And I tell people this all the time, the fact that we are able to have access to over billions, billions and billions of people at our fingertips, and we have full control
That's
to
so
inspire them.
powerful.
Yeah, I think it's so
Crazy. Like,
powerful.
how could you even think 20 years ago I could go online and talk to 20,000 people in a matter of seconds for free?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, now
We have a
we've
lot
kind
of
of
power
established
in
it.
our hands.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't think we like, and this is something that I talked about yesterday on a video. I was mentioning that, and I wanted to talk to you and ask you
Yeah.
on that question. But you know, a lot of people from like a podcast interview I did, and just people I've been talking to in my DMs, they're saying that, you know, will the world be the same, you know, in the future? Will this whole experience we're going through? And I think it brings us down to our own like inner confidence, our own comfort within ourselves. So for you, I guess, what is the biggest change that you're going to be taking with you after just taking this
Wow.
time for yourself, and kind of, I guess, looking in deeper, like looking in deeper into, like you said before, like your higher self, like what's your higher self telling you to
Wow.
do right now in order for you to take that and run with it in the future? And how, what are you excited for going forward?
That's such a great question. I love
Sorry, it was like a whole bit. I was like, this is a good one to ask. So, and hey,
Wow.
Shanice, I just noticed you came in. So nice to see you.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Oh my God. Well, I mean, I haven't had a chance to self-reflect. It's just been
Sorry.
like, go, go,
Just
go.
like whatever comes to you, whatever
No, I
channels
know.
through
I'm
you,
just
I
saying,
guess.
like, it's so beautiful that you asked me that, because it's giving me the opportunity. Maybe, like, I won't have the answer right now. I can
Of
just tell
course.
you off the top of my head, but it's giving me the moment to self-reflect after this. I mean, I've never done lives before quarantine, and I've connected with so many new people through some style challenges. Some great stylish women out there on my page. So inspiring. Some of them are teachers, mothers, librarians, and they use style as an expression of their joy. That's our thing in that community. But also, I just met so many new friends through this. So coming back to confidence, maybe when we're starting out online, we don't have a lot of followers necessarily. We don't feel the love coming back in. So it's nice to reach out and create a community, and you feel that love reciprocated. So there's a confidence there, like, I am likable and people want to get to know me, and I have something to say. So trusting in that.
I love that.
And then there's a reciprocation back and forth too.
Really
Yes, and like I said, I never did lives before. It was always something in the back of my mind that I wanted to do. And I had always had an excuse, like for a podcast, I don't have the right microphone, or I don't have the right camera equipment, or
so
whatever
many times.
excuse to
Like
get.
everyone's always like, Shika, how do you do the YouTube? I'm like, I have a DSLR, but honestly, I love the phone. I record on my iPhone, I edit on my iPhone. It
Yeah, you
makes
can
it
do the
quicker.
editing right away. It's all built in.
So easy. It doesn't make it hard. You don't need all the flashy things. There's one thing that I learned from
Don't let it hold you back.
Exactly. And I think there's one thing too that I've learned from I forgot his name. He's the co-founder and owner of Amazon. But he said that when he first started the business of Amazon, everyone's desks were doors. Like, he took old doors that were thrown in the garbage that no one wanted. And
I
at the
love
time,
that.
and yeah, the reason why he did that was because he wanted to keep things so simple so people can stay true to why they were showing up for work. They wanted them to
Wow.
remember the roots. And up to now, they still use doors at some of their locations to remind them where they came from and why they started this whole business. So it really shows to people like that authenticity, like taking that with you historically through, generations of evolution that we go through. But just keeping things simple. Don't go all extravagant. You don't need, the latest camera, the latest, I don't know, like things, or even just like spending lots of money on advertising, where I see a lot of people talking about that. And honestly, that's not my approach. It's all
You know
about
what?
your
And you
voice.
were the one who told me, like, don't let it stop you.
Yeah, I
And
think
as
that's
soon as you
important.
said that, it was just like a, you know, wait a minute, I can do this. Do what you can with what you have.
Yeah, I think there's also, I think another thing too about being confident is being able to do the inner work. So I know this is a deep question to ask,
Yeah, girl.
but I was kind of like
Dig it
throwing
in
deep
there.
questions at you. But I guess my question to you is like, in this whole process, what is something that you've learned that has kind of taken you back or maybe got you, I don't want to say emotional, but just allowed you to kind of reflect within and just say, man, like, either a sense of happiness, a sense of I need to kind of take some time for myself. Like what kind of personal moment have you had during these past month or so that has allowed you to do some deep inner work with yourself if you feel comfortable sharing?
Well, I mean that's an interesting question. I definitely feel like we have slowed down, so I have been able to listen to my body more,
Mm-hmm.
and address some health issues that I've been having over the last few months. Um, and I was in contact with a wonderful healer that sent me a prescription, a personalized prescription of some yoga and some breathing techniques. So, I mean, even that in itself is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, from that, realizing that I do need to create more of a morning practice.
I think that's
Um,
important. Even just
Instead of
changing it up.
launching right away into like getting sucked down the, checking my messages, checking my email, like that. I mean, the whole morning routine is a big thing. It's been a
Mm-hmm.
constant, like, I know I have to do it, and like I'll do it for a little while and then it'll stop.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's always a reminder. And I had a very wise teacher who had polio growing up, and she fixed her back, and she had to do her morning practice, or she'd roll over and do all these crazy different spinal exercises. She says it's never fixed, it's always a practice. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to remind myself to be kind and gentle. um that's one thing, and then really get back to listening to my body.
I love that. I was going to say one of our Atlantic Fix LTD says confidence is often easy with people we know and that we know, but on social media, that reputation has to be built through content. I definitely agree. And I also think just like
Yeah.
checking in on yourself and seeing where that confidence is first. Because I get a lot of people who say, Shika, like, I'm not comfortable doing a live. Remember when we chatted before, you're like, live is not something I wanted to do. I can see it happening, but not right now. And you took the self-confidence within yourself to be like, you know what, I have all this time, I'm going to do it, I'm going to take advantage of it. If I don't like it, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. And you did it and you love it. So I
Well,
feel like
I watched a lot of lives just to kind of mentally prepare. And there's all these different ways of doing it and different vibes. So everybody has their own vibe.
exactly.
And so why not, have a space for your own
And each
way.
person's different. Like, for
Yeah.
example, like
And I
some
like that.
people watching it and like you did, watching it gives them a sense of like comfort of knowing what to expect. Others, you just have to jump into it. So it's like really seeing what works best for you and also understanding that not everything will work. Like a lot of people say, do video, but video might not be your thing. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. Maybe you like talking. Maybe that's your voice, but you don't
Yeah.
like being on
You know
camera.
what?
So
It's so true. Video is such a beast.
it is.
The
It's a
I mean,
huge,
it's 2 days of work
yeah.
minimum.
Yeah, it's a lot
Editing
of
and
work.
putting all the text, and like, we're doing it on our phones sometimes, and it's just terrible for our posture.
That was
Girl,
another thing I was going to mention, just on a
like,
more
I need to
wellness.
stretch right now just thinking about it, and I have to
Yeah.
unbutton this, okay?
Yeah, that's
I'm
why I
getting
was
into my health and wellness right now.
That's why I was gonna say like the back area, especially now considering if
We're
we go more in like
contracted.
a wellness space, a lot of
Yeah.
people don't feel too grounded right now. So we already have so much back pain along with
Yeah.
hunching down. That's not gonna help our backs at all. So you guys have
And
been
one thing with confidence, if I can just say a quick tip, it's posture, opening up our chest. When you open up your chest, you're making room for your heart chakra. You could speak more from your heart, number one. Your
Mhm.
breath is connected to your belly. Your belly is your brain.
Yeah, it
So
is.
speak, breathe, no, breathe, think, speak.
I think that's so important. I always tell people the more you get more in tuned into your body and just check into your body, the easier it is for you to tap into your intuition and never second guess yourself. It's almost like now it's like as easy as breathing for me. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to decide. This is what I want. And that's all part of confidence too, is
do you
following your
meditate
intuition
before you go on live? This is what I want to know.
Yeah, I do, 100%.
Yeah.
So I do a minimum of 5 minutes every time. Whether like whatever the circumstances it is, I have to. I know this sounds weird. I detach my energy from my last coaching mentoring call.
That doesn't sound weird at all.
And I do it. It's
You
very
have
important to me, especially if there's
clear
stuff that
the
are
space.
deep rooted and stuff. I
Yeah.
cleanse my space. I just make sure that I'm not taking anything into another place. Like I just feel like that's not
That's
fair
a good
to the
tip,
next
you
person.
know, like for people who want to go live. I spoke to an Ayurvedic
Oh
specialist.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and she had different practices for kind of like moving from one task to another. So you're with your client, there's all that energy there. You don't want to go on live and bring residual
energy
from that. So
Yeah.
find something, whether it's lighting incense, putting oils on your hands.
Yeah, I do.
You know,
That's funny you mentioned that
having your
because
crystal, drinking some water, whatever it
Yeah.
is, like can like reset you back.
just kind of get you out of the norm. I do that all the
Yeah.
time. So for me, like my thing is I step away from my desk as soon as I'm done with it, even if it's 5 seconds, step away from my desk, go for a little walk. Sometimes I'll put an incense depending on what the next thing is, but I always walk away from it just to kind of have that closure of it's done and let me just shake off that stagnant energy, especially when you're sitting up, like you said about posture and hunching
Yeah.
down, get the body flowing, especially as we're like at home. So I just kind of
Great
walk,
point.
even if it's just 5 minutes. I also have one of my favorite meditations on YouTube. It's 5 minutes long, and it's just a reset that you can do in between meetings and work and whatnot. I think it's from Goodwell YouTube channel, and it's
Nice.
just 5 minutes, and it just tells you what's your one
Can
intention.
you share that with us later?
Yeah, I will. I'll swipe it up.
I need it.
It's like 5
Don't
minutes
we all
on the
need
dot.
it?
And
Don't we
pardon?
need it? I said, don't we all need it? I'm like, people.
Yeah, it literally, I haven't found one that's just as quick and simple and says the right things that you need just to reset yourself. So if I don't have time or if I don't feel like getting up, I at least do that. And I just kind of shake
Great.
it off, and it allows me to kind of take, not take away that energy into someone else's
You're literally
call.
moving the energy out.
Yeah, it's also
stagnant.
great for if you're someone who's quite reactive, which I had a huge issue with this in the past, with just like getting angry or holding resentfulness a lot. I used to always do just breathing. Breathing was a very simple thing for me, like breathing in, and also just using the word why. Because, for example, when people say no or have kind of a response that you don't like, I always like to hear the why to myself, to reflect into it before kind of acting on anger. And I think that helps you with your confidence.
Like, why am I angry right now? Why is this triggering me?
Come from within. And I actually learned this from an elder from Aboriginal kind of, reserve that my family used to, my mom specifically, she used to do some work there for her work. And she brought a lot of just the lessons that she learned from the elders. One of the things they used to do is whenever you would get into a conflict with someone is you never point fingers, you look at yourself first. Wow. So it's always looking in within yourself saying, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I help the situation for both of us? Since learning that, my sisters and I'm from a big family of 6 of us, we never used to argue after that, because my mom would always be like, okay, what did you both do wrong here? And that was something that we brought into our household and learned a lot. She also used to do sweetgrass with us to kind of like after fights so we can cleanse the room. So she was very into that.
Good.
Yeah.
How amazing is sweetgrass?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
It was such a great experience because she met one of the eldest, I guess one of the elders of that specific tribe, and she was like 100 and something years old. So having to learn from her and her kids and their kids was such an emotional and amazing experience that she had, and she appreciated it so much. So she actually brought some of those traditions back with us, and we kind of learned it, and it's one thing that stuck with me a lot, and it's helped me a lot.
That makes a lot of sense though, because I see, like, you know, you've had that connection with the spiritual realm and those beautiful practices.
Yeah, it's
And you
all from
definitely
my
bring that
family.
to what's
Yeah,
that?
it's funny because like I never appreciated it as a kid, but now
No.
as an adult, I was like, oh wow, now I understand where they came from. Even my grandmother, she was really into like, you're sick. She knew a tea to make. She we never used to buy medication. It was always like at her house, she had something that would help you heal from like a broken foot to whatever.
I love that.
So yeah, it was interesting to
But you
see those kind
probably
of
didn't
medicines.
appreciate it maybe at the time, because I have a friend who she's Chinese, and then her family would always want to bring her to the Chinese doctor and give her herbs, and she says, no, Western medicine, I don't believe in that crap.
That was like me. I was like, my friends are doing medication. I could just get medicine. But every time, like, I would always go
Yeah.
back to her traditions. And now
Yeah.
it's funny enough because part of my career when I was in director of like communications and whatnot, I worked in the wellness industry as well. And they worked specifically on, learning how to do alternative healing. And I learned a lot about like the oils and the remedies and certain, kind of things that you can use to help with colds and even cancer, some really intense stuff. So I
Wow.
learned a lot about the different benefits of certain herbs that I just kind of naturally learned based on like
That's
seeing my
amazing
grandmother
knowledge though.
use
But
them.
like that knowledge is so valuable, so powerful, like self-preservation. Our body wants to heal. So if you know how to give it what it needs, like to harmonize with, that's really powerful. Like a lot of people don't necessarily, have that in their background.
It takes, and
It
it's
takes
not some,
study.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's something that we teach. Like I do believe the new generation is kind of opening up thanks to
Yes.
the world of a heightened consciousness of today.
Yes.
Like I'm so grateful for the world we live in today and the different
And
things
there's
that we
so much
have.
information out there. Like most
Yeah,
people are watching YouTube these days versus television, which is amazing.
exactly. And you can
And
choose what type of opinions you want to follow. You know what I mean? It's not like
yeah.
they're feeded to you, which is beautiful. So, yeah, I have seen like there's kind of more curiosity around it. And I think one of the biggest things that got me into it is I think I shared it with you before, but I have endometriosis. So for me, I get a chronic pain a lot. And that's what got me more into learning more about, what things work for people who have chronic pain when I'm in fetal position and can't move. What do I do? Right. So I think it's so important that we kind of go back to our roots in a way. And it's interesting to see that we have been doing that and
Mm-hmm.
kind of mixing in different practices that we've learned from different people and cultures too.
Yeah. Have you found something that is helping you through your
100%. Yeah.
yeah.
So I was on, just to give you background and anyone who has like fibromyalgia or any chronic pain. So I use every medication you can possibly think of. I was even on like one of the biggest, I think it's called Tropoline. It's a very intense medication that they actually don't recommend you have because it can be addictive. And when I went to the doctor, they were like, oh, here you go. Didn't tell me what the side effects were. I researched when I got home, and after 2 days of having it, I put myself off of it. I went back to
Yeah.
the doctor and said, you didn't even tell me what I was taking. And luckily, I was with a psychologist nurse, and she was like, okay, well, got mad at the doctor and said, you should have told her what the side effects were because that's out of her right to know about that, right? So that kind of made me research a lot. I went on birth control for like continuously, and my body just rejected everything and it was all over the place. So I started using more of oils, teas. For me, for endometriosis, they usually say it's really good, or fibromyalgia, to get your body moving. So I usually do a lot of yoga or whatnot. I try to work out at least 2 to 3 times a day, even if it's just like 30 days, 30 minutes a
I
day.
sometimes I have to do like five,
Yeah.
10,
Yeah, I think it's so important to like just like get the workout in and get your body moving or just like walking out for 10 minutes. But I definitely did see that you have to just move your body more is one of the biggest things that works for me. There's so many different stages too. So I'm kind of like between stage 1 and 2. There's stage 1, 2, and 3 for endometriosis, and
Yeah.
it just depends on how it develops. But I definitely feel like that kind of alternative healing has helped me. It's usually herbs and oils and what I eat and less acidic foods. moving the body, that really helps. How about yourself? Like, how have you been, what are some kind of wellness stuff that you've been kind of trying to conquer recently?
Well, I mean, because it's been it's kind of a newer ailment. What to call it?
Okay.
Blessing? No, I'm just kidding.
That's okay. Yeah, you could take, well, yeah, a little bit, I guess.
I mean, in the grand scheme of okay. Because it's a newer I'm a goofy person. Still in discovery mode. You know, I've tried certain modalities, healing modalities, and even with my own classes that I teach, right?
Nice.
So I feel like when you are going through something, it's really important to, like, whether you can record it in your brain or in your phone or in a journal, like, monitor your daily activities. When does you feel the pain? Like, just really pay attention to all the stuff. I think it's like figuring out, first of all, what's going on.
I was gonna say there's one thing that I have changed. So haven't shared it on social media yet, but I am switching up my office, at home office, and it's gonna be like a Zen den space. So
nice.
I'm going into a bigger space of the house, and it'll be really nice because I'll have like a yoga place, meditation, my filming section, and my desk. But one big change for my body is I'm actually I got inspired by Japanese style kind of architecture and
Nice.
just furniture. So my floor seating will be on the floor, which will be great for just like, which a lot of people are always like, what about your back? But I can stretch out. I'll have a floor chair. And I honestly, yeah, and I honestly sit on the floor a lot anyways. So I feel like it'd be better to do that instead of having it on you know, sitting on a chair like this. Because when I'm sitting on my chair, it's so uncomfortable.
I need a tip. So if you're working on your computer, like, what would be the most comfortable way of sitting on the floor with your computer?
So for me, when I'm stretching, I usually do, I can't really do it now, but when you're doing, I forgot the pose, you would know because you do yoga, when you have your legs out like this, when it's outwards this way and you're bent inwards, you know, like it's almost like a frog sit. So I usually do that when I'm on a chair or on the floor, and then my desk will be there, or on my actual laptop will be on the chair.
One of those like manual, what do you call it? Like a desk that changes its height?
So it's going to be a desk that's a floor desk, but then there's a floor chair that you can sit on, where you can cross your legs or lift it up, but you can actually put a pillow as if you're in yoga underneath your butt. You can adjust.
Where do you get? I need to get that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. They're online, but you can use them. And I take pillows and do it anyway. So it's like, you know what? I'm just going to put it in the floor. It helps my back.
Okay, I'm so glad we're on this live now. We're talking about this because, listen, I look at a chair sometimes and like, ooh, like, I don't know if I can actually be productive, work on my computer, because there's a pain. So I think I would love to try this, like, floor office.
It's too crazy. Like, I'll have my like meditation corner / altar in one area and whatever, but I really am excited to have like just a desk on the floor, just changing the feng shui a little bit, making it feel more
you need to share this with us.
Yeah, I will. I'm actually gonna be posting a time lapse, because I looked everywhere on YouTube, couldn't find any videos on Zen Den-esque, like with like a lot of like, I don't know, plants and stuff, because that's what I'm doing. I'm growing a lot of plants in that space too, just to keep it green and fresh, especially if I'm in the house all the time. So I couldn't find any, but I found one, and it was the best one I found, and there was only one video. So I thought maybe I can share the transformation of my office space.
I would
and just
love
show you
to
guys.
Watch that.
Yeah,
we're all about before and afters, right?
Yeah, I will. I'll show you like the space it was in before, because right now the setup is like half of it is mine, and then the other half is, you know, my partner's music room. And he's like, he wants his music room. I want like my space too. So it's kind of nice now that we have a little extra space.
It's so funny. Both of our partners are musicians.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he does like everything. He has like guitars, ukulele. There's a lot. They're all over our house. Fun. So
awesome. I can't wait to see that, because honestly, like, yeah, I feel like I look around, I'm like, there's nowhere for me to actually go and like do work and Like I need to go on a bed, and I don't want to be lying in a bed. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
it's
know that, and
counterproductive.
I do this weird thing where I'll, it was so funny when I was younger, my siblings would make fun of me, but the desk would be here, and I would sit on the floor and use a chair as my desk and like stretch and have my laptop there, and I just felt it was so comfortable more than a
Yeah,
chair.
I
Um,
think you have the dance background. I think that goes with that.
yeah, I can't have my legs in one space for too long. I have to stretch all the time. That's why I'm always like
Restless
walking and
leg
stuff.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a leg numbness thing that you
yeah.
get. So I always have to move.
Airplanes are like
The
not fun.
worst. And I have
Girl.
long legs. I'm like five
Oh,
feet, almost 5'10". So for me, like to go
wow.
on an airplane, like I remember I was flying from Washington to Tokyo. Oh my God, the amount of times I had to get up and like walk and come back because my
But
legs
that's
were
why we
so.
need the aisle seat.
Yeah.
I'm like a bathroom and restless leg person.
See, for
So
me, I
I'm a
love
nightmare if
the.
I'm by the window.
Oh my God, I love the window because I don't go to the bathroom often, so I always feel bad taking the end, and I'll be sleeping a lot throughout the
Oh,
plane.
yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll just, stretch it out and hope that the person in front of me doesn't lean all the way back because,
Oh,
that's always fun.
we can have a whole conversation just on airplanes.
I
But
know.
let's get back. I mean, let's get back. I have some tips if you want some tips for
Yeah,
confidence.
sure.
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay. I wrote down some stuff.
Prepared.
Like 5 minutes before we went. I mean, I've thought about it, but so so we talked about having the confidence of going online. So, I mean, when it comes specifically to lives, or even if you're going to be on video, like we talked about before, take a moment, whether it's meditate or have a talk with yourself, to gear yourself up, to get yourself in the mental space to go online. And you want to get yourself in that energy of like, what am I imparting on the person that I'm talking to? And, sometimes when we're talking to a phone, it feels like we're talking to a machine. So try to think that this person is like my girlfriend, my BF. So that's another thing that I try to do, as opposed to like, hello, I'm
And it
going
comes
to
with
help you
practice
today.
too. Like
Yeah.
as you start to
Practice
do it,
makes,
like
yeah.
now, like when I record YouTube videos or lives, it's like I actually feel like I'm talking to people, and it's great because sometimes I'll see people that I remember, and I'm like, oh, this is super easy. Like I know what questions they're gonna ask and everything. So I love that. Like I love that.
Okay. I think, yeah, well, of course, when you know somebody, like it's always, I feel definitely more comfortable with you than I would with somebody I just met, right?
Yeah,
But
that's true. There's also these times though that I do meet people and I feel like I've met them, like I've known them my whole life. It's a weird kind of
yeah,
interesting kind of connection, and I've had that a couple times. Like one of my closest online friends, met her at a wellness, I guess it was a wellness retreat or seminar thing last year in Montreal.
yeah,
We met once. We've been closest ever since, and we message
that's
each other all the
crazy.
time. Or like sometimes I had a live with another girl, and she does Reiki, and we were chatting, and it was just so natural. I did a podcast interview with another girl from Australia this week, and I felt like our souls were intertwined. Like it was
Oh,
such an
I
interesting.
love
Yeah,
that.
she
Oh,
was
Wendy,
amazing. So yeah,
Wendy,
I think it's great.
feeling that connection with the people tuning in is so key to feeling comfortable. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely. That too, Karina, helped me with my, oh, I went live with
that's
Felicity from Artwork
awesome.
Inner. Did you
That's
see that
great.
talk?
Yeah,
It
I
was so
did. I
fun.
just dropped in when you guys were doing it, when you were showing the bag. So that's awesome. It's so nice to see you. But yeah,
Nice
I
to
see a
see
lot of
you.
people talking about like confidence is so important. And
Well,
just
I
being
have some
able
more
to just come
tips
off that.
if
Yes,
you
share
want.
more.
Well, okay. I mean, not everybody is comfortable, like, look like seeing their face on camera too.
Yeah.
That's a thing. So, I mean, if that's you, I would just maybe do the 5 minute, a 5 minute face. It helps me because
Hmm.
I don't necessarily like want to come on with my skin all, whatever. I'm just, because I'm a stylist and I'm a performer, and maybe I'm vain,
No, but
and maybe
that's
that
you
helps me
have
in the back of my
to.
mind.
No. It does make sense. I feel like it matches what your brand and your personality is. I feel like
Yes.
that's what makes you
And
feel
that's me.
confident. And that's you. So
It's
yeah, it
but you
makes
know what, and
sense.
like I have to think, like, it is authentic to me because I started wearing makeup and dressing up when I was a kid, like not a kid,
Hmm.
but like really
Yeah.
young. So it is me. It is authentic.
It's
So
so funny
that's
because I'm
you.
like the total opposite.
Opposite.
Like for me, on it, like 85 to 90%. And it's funny because I used to work in the fashion industry. I would be just very relaxed, BB cream, maybe wear something like
Yeah.
athleisure chic. That's it.
Well, everybody has a different level of,
Yeah,
comfortability. I think,
exactly.
maybe it stems back from my childhood when I was less confident. I felt like I'd have to wear a lot of makeup, so I had to do the make under.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, I
know, some
used to
people,
do that a lot too.
yeah,
I felt like because of younger child stuff too, is just like putting on a lot of makeup, and then eventually I
yeah,
was like, you know what, I
yeah,
can also do this too. Relax
yeah,
without it.
absolutely. I mean, appreciate our inner beauty,
Yeah,
but if you do, let's say, like a quick 5-minute face, and how, look at your face. What do you want to highlight? If your best feature is your eyes, your lips, pick one and kind of, feature them in your makeup a
I
little
love
bit.
that. I
Go
love that.
natural. You don't have to plaster it on.
Hmm.
You want to look like you,
I
right?
love that.
Like your everyday. But this is like my everyday makeup. It's not my performance
I
makeup.
love your eyes whenever you do your makeup. It always looks really good. It kind of like the
Um,
cat eye,
Thank
smoky.
you.
It's like
The
your
shape.
thing. Yeah.
Well, it is my thing. I feel like with age, like things start to go south. So you always want to kind of go lifted with your makeup. It just kind of gives you that fake facelift. I mean, not fake, but
Yeah, no,
that
but it does give you a little bit of a
a lift, right? I
yeah.
mean, also for me pulling my hair back, but it feels nice, just to
Have
like
it
open
sleek.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
my hair was super dirty today, so find a way to get around it. I put on
Dry
earrings.
shampoo.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
mad. I use so much dry shampoo that like I'm peeling my scalp off, which is sorry, TMI. But
I
look,
don't
I
care.
need to give
It's
a
all
break.
good. That's fine.
But like that's yeah,
You're like
do that on
washing your
film
hair all
because
the
just make sure you peel your scalp off. It'll give you much confidence. But as I move on my list here,
Oh
what's my
yeah,
number 6?
3. Just because we are running out of time and I
Oh,
have to leave at
okay.
2, so just want to
Oh my
get all
goodness.
your tips.
Okay, so do your 5-minute face, or highlight something that you like. Like I said, today I
Cheekbones.
worked with my dirty hair, wore my earrings. Use color. I'm wearing this kind of fun, bright orange today. Um,
Nice.
you can use color. It is healing. It gives off energy to you and the people, behind the screen. Find out what your favorite colors are, which ones go nice with your skin
Oh, I
tone.
love that. Yeah. I love the orange. You've wore that a couple times. Is that thrifted as well?
This is definitely thrifted.
Okay,
I
awesome.
would say like 90% of my wardrobe this
Is
past year has
thrifted.
been thrifted. I've been like slowly transitioning out of the fast fashion. I mean, still there are some pieces that are basics, but yeah, I have all this stuff behind me here. I'll show you. I have a little rack there. That's just my the featured clothes. I have a whole
Love it.
closet there. But let me move on to my next. So make sure that what you're wearing is comfortable. It fits you. It's not too tight, not too
Big.
big, maybe bulky.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's balanced. So, tight, not tight to the shoulders, but like sleek to the shoulders. Make sure you can breathe.
Love
So
that.
comfortable. You can use pattern, color. And then, I mean, the rest is a lot of it's like, back to our headspace, back to our mental state at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It is in a way like we want to be authentic, but it is in a way like if I come back to my performing roots, it is like a performance in a way, like you are giving of yourself. So ask yourself what energy you want to give out, you know, um,
I love that.
yeah, like you're not going to necessarily want to tune into somebody who is like really low energy and not giving like like
Which
that
goes
pop.
back to our topic
Yeah.
of like taking care of ourselves. Because if we don't do that inner work, then we're gonna just run ourselves down, which is all part of managing being confident. You can be confident, but that can reduce itself if you're not managing it, giving yourself
Yes.
that love, giving yourself that break that it needs, which I think
You
is so
definitely have
crucial.
to do the work.
Yeah.
Start appreciating yourself for who you are, what you have to say. Start appreciating your, good intentions that you're giving out to the world.
I love that.
Once you're solid with that, I mean, everything else is,
Super easy.
it's just extra. What's
Yeah.
that?
And it's super easy, and it's also like
Yeah.
you'll be able to see more like positivity in every situation, which is great
Yeah.
too, which I think is important. A lot of people are always like, I feel like if you dwell so much on the negative or the bad things in your life, it will continue to attract more of that, right? So confidence also comes with the aspect of success and happiness for yourself, which is really exciting. So
Yeah. Giving
yeah.
yourself credit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like celebrate yourself, which I think is so important. Artwork Inners just said, love to get to know you, Karina, more. And thank you, Shika.
Oh,
No worries. It's so nice having you here. Thank you
so
so
nice.
much, Karina.
You're
I
so
can't believe
welcome. And
we,
went by so fast. Oh my
I know.
gosh.
I was like looking at the time, like, what in the world? We've
It's
been
like when we
laughing.
get talking.
I know we should do another live soon. We'll have to figure out something else and chat again because this was really fun. And
Yeah.
we had a lot of good points to talk about. And we're so
Absolutely.
comfortable with each other. So it's always great.
Yeah,
chatting
I
with
feel
you.
like we're from the same tribe,
Yeah, I know.
We'll go light our incense right now.
I know. I'm like, I already know which ones I'm gonna do. I have a couple behind, so I'm gonna.
Ooh, okay.
do a
Well, I
couple.
look forward to your Zen space. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
I'll
following you
do
for
some
that.
pictures of the before and after, and then I'll start recording that because it's gonna happen the next week or so. The shift.
Amazing.
So
Yeah, you blew my mind with a floor desk. Who knew? Okay.
it's so good. I'll send you the link for just remind me, and I'll send you the link for the floor desk. That what it looks like in the floor chair. It's gonna mind blow you.
I love it. I'm so excited. Okay.
Yay!
Mwah. So
Thanks
good to
so
talk to
much. And go
you.
follow Karina. She's amazing. If you want to learn styling tips, if you want to learn about wellness, check out her classes. She's amazing. And we'll definitely do a live again soon. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thanks, Karina.
Thank you. Bye.
See you soon. Bye. Thank you so much, guys. So tomorrow I might be hosting a cacao dance party little thing celebration for you guys because I know you guys really like them. So I will be posting on my story where you guys can choose what time works best for you. And then we will have it coming up this tomorrow. Most likely it'll be in the afternoon. It seems like you guys love afternoon times. And we'll continue the cacao interviews next week on Monday. I have some really exciting people that I can't wait to share with you guys coming up really soon. And I will see you guys really soon. Love you. See you in the soon. I'll see you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.